Hi, I'm Corey.
And I'm Sophie. And we're two in the box.
Welcome back to the new episode of the pod. Well, how do we feel about that week?
Well, we didn't do very well, did we? I got one correct scoreline and you didn't get any.
I got like two. It was fairly poor, yeah. I think, to be fair to me, I think I was in it in a lot of fixtures with like last 10 minutes to go. So like the Arsenal game was my exact score 2-2 until the Benny got that goal in the 88th minute. My Everton one was the exact right score until the 81st minute when Leicester got their equaliser and then ruined that. I didn't get extra goals from London City Lionesses, which I should have. They missed a bucket load.
They did,
and then same with Aston Villa.
Yeah, it was all very close. Like we weren't miles off, but some of the games did go opposite ways to.
One of them, I think that was it the Brighton Spurs game. Spurs continue to impress and shock us week after week, and we are not expecting it. So
no, and you said an Everton win, I said a Leicester win. Neither of us got that point.
Like I said, because of that last minute that last 10-minute equaliser, 81st minute, I think that game had the equaliser in. So we've gotten for. I feel like I got really not cheated on, but there was like some really. Some moments which could have totally gone a different way, which meant actually I got a terrible, I think this week it was like 4-2 to you.
Yeah, I got 4 points, you got 2 points. So the total now is 23 to me, 32 to you. Yeah. So you're still storming in the lead.
Yeah, but you've cut that lead a little bit and you're chasing and climbing. So that's where we're at, disappointing. But it just goes and shows, before we move on, it goes and shows how difficult that game week was. A lot of fixtures where teams who play each other were quite evenly matched.
I agree.
So it was difficult to call, and obviously things swayed at the last minute because of that tight nature of them. So on to the next game week.
So that's football, isn't it?
That is football, which we love. We love it, let's be honest. So on to the next one. But before we go on to the next fixtures, we should probably have a little recap about what we found interesting from these fixtures.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should start with the big one on Friday night, under the lights. Man United, versus Chelsea.
Yeah,
ends in a draw, which was the safest thing anyone could have gone with. But I thought, and maybe I'm biased as a Chelsea fan, that we would get that victory. We would push and get it, and we came so close to it. It felt like in that second half.
Yeah, I agree. I think we probably should have called that it was going to be a draw. We both said that obviously Man United have been playing very, very well this season.
And defensively.
And they've had a great defence. They've just been playing very well. So we probably could have envisaged that it was going to be a tough battle between the two of you. But then it's football, isn't it? All it takes is one thing. One club can nick a goal, a last-minute goal.
Not even just that. I think when I think of that game, I think of the chances. Aggie Beaver-Jones misses a chance early in the first half. Captain misses a chance as well. Could have made it 2-0 at that stage in the first half. They missed their chances. I'm not saying they didn't trouble us. Their midfield was very good. Jess Park and Ella Toone.
Dream pair together.
Yeah, they're
storming it.
They're doing great together. They're just doing great. And I think Jess Park is going to stake an England claim if she carries on playing this way with Ella Toone. Because how can you watch her play with Tooney and be like, she doesn't deserve to play in England like that?
Definitely, especially because Toone is now nabbing most of the time a starting spot in the England squad.
You can't argue then that Jess Park should deserve one as well. She's equally, the way they play together, like they just know how to make that space for one another. They just continue to shock me, United, and their midfield caused Chelsea real problems. Sonia Bonpastor reacted to it in the second half. We got that momentum back in the second half after what felt like in the first half. They got their momentum towards the end of the first half, and they were causing us problems. They really were. But
definitely.
I think at the end like I said, I've got to get rid of my bias, but I think we should have nabbed that nabbed a victory.
Oh yeah, you missed a few not sitters necessarily, but you missed a few goals that should have been scored.
Yeah, but we can't complain, and it was just about unlucky. It being a draw.
No, but I think it was a well-deserved draw from like both sides in terms of I don't think anyone deserved to lose, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think both teams played very well. I think both teams troubled each other in different ways and in similar ways. I think that obviously each team has its strength. I think Man United have been playing better than you thus far in the season.
I think we played, that's true. But I think we played well against them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think we definitely.
Which is why I'm saying I think the draw is.
It's a fair result. It's a fair result in that way. That's but as a Chelsea fan, with my like blue tinted glasses, we should have got more. We would be gutted we didn't get more from that game, especially considering the chances in the first half and how we had that momentum towards the end of the second half. So it's okay. It ends our 100% start, but it doesn't end the unbeaten run, which, I don't know whether we'll hold on to. I don't think we'll hold on to that for the end of the season. We're conceding a lot more chances than we did last year, but we go. And Sonia Bonpastor seems,
she's not worried.
No, she wants to fight for every point. So fair play to her. Fair play.
Well, on to the next one with my red tinted glasses is the Arsenal game, which again. Need to try and get rid of my bias, but as an Arsenal fan I'm sad because I don't think we deserved to lose.
Really?
Yeah, I think we played. Really? I think so. I think again there were many chances that we had that
you had
should have been goals.
But you had chances like I just find. And I don't know. I don't think you were playing bad. Well, you weren't playing bad. I don't think you like attacking play was all the stats show that you're up there and you're playing okay. You're just
my defence.
And the defence made issues, but that was always going to be the case against Manchester City, who are dangerous.
Yeah, definitely.
The issue for me is like your attack is slow, and I think like I'm a Chelsea fan for the men's and women, right? But the men, I know a slow attack. When you watch the Chelsea men, right, we build up slow,
and the takes 100 million years.
Takes so long. The passes are going, side to side. They're built. They're slow. You're going from one wing, moving it round to the next wing. You're struggling to make those final passes and that last ball. That's the problem Arsenal have. Like it's just you have all the possession stats and you look like you've got good momentum, but it's just not clicking. For me, it's not clicking. Something's not right. And I agree with a lot of people who understand and are saying that you're missing that person. You're missing Williamson.
We are missing Williamson.
That ball and those balls that she plays from the back to kind of open up midfield and split midfield and through the lines. Because maybe that's what adds that urgency that you need to kind of to get that play moving quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas at the moment, you're like just playing in front of other people's defence. Like once everyone gets back, you're actually not that difficult to play against. It feels like it's not hard for teams to just sit there, and that just worked perfect for City because they felt like they withdrew. They sustained all your pressure, which you did have moments of real pressure against them. But then when they were dangerous, they punished you.
No, they did, and I think obviously. We are missing Williamson in defence, and the statement came out from Renee that she won't be back in training until at least end of November, December, hoping for an after Christmas start.
Okay.
But start as in starting the game, as in coming on and playing a few minutes. Like we don't know what that is.
And it's a lot to just rely on her to come back and
absolutely. But I don't think people preempted that she was going to be out for quite that long. I mean, I know obviously she had an operation, but it was very much downplayed as in, it's just a little tidy up, it will all be fine. And how, like you said it the other day, how is Lucy Bronze now back in training after having a broken leg?
Lucy Bronze is a machine.
Yeah, well, she's a different kettle of fish. But yeah, I think she's out for potentially longer than anyone anticipated.
And this is it. Like, I think there's got to be some other alternative here because it's effective. All right, Williamson going out, the worry was how are you guys going to be strong at the back? Katie Reid's discovered and then obviously dropped for this game, which was a bit of a shock. as an Arsenal fan, I don't know how you felt about that. Ruben Moy comes in.
I think
maybe a little bit at fault. Lack of communication between her and Fox for that Bunny Shaw goal. A lot of confusion for the second goal. Casper Wright kind of bouncing off Casper Wright to go in.
Yeah.
Still kind of defensive issues for Arsenal, even with Ruben Moy brought in for her experience. Like I said, I
don't necessarily think she's been brought in for her experience, but I think it is one of those things that when we do have other defenders, it can't just be that a 17 or 18-year-old comes in and is Williamson's replacement, and that is just what it is.
I don't know, like 18, 19, something. Yeah,
it can't just be that. And she did make a mistake, and she was at fault. And I think that's a lesson she had to learn: is that you're going to make mistakes, and that is at the risk of you being replaced in the next game.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that that's a right or wrong thing to do. And obviously, like you said, there's the mistake at fault in terms of between Fox or Ruben Moy, between the two of them or both of them, for one of the goals against Man City.
Bunny
but
Shaw's.
I think we played well. I think aside from
all
of the whatever, we played well.
Manchester City
they played well.
Yeah.
They were just a little bit better.
Chloe Kelly.
They scored that last goal from Iman Benny.
Yeah.
And obviously, I thought it was going to end a draw. It didn't. But yeah.
Chloe Kelly's rescue effort didn't pay off. She got a bit of instant karma maybe with the badge tap.
Maybe. I'm here for it though. I'm absolutely here for it.
Yeah, you feel okay. I mean, yeah, I think it's interesting, isn't it? Like, I think some people find it uncomfortable to see in the women's game, but I agree. I'm here for it as well. Like, the women's game is lovely. There's a lot to cherish. There's a lot to protect in it. I think Miedema, there's some quotes going around of Miedema recently saying all the good things we need to try and keep in women's game. But one of the things that it doesn't necessarily have that the men's have is that tribalism, like that kind of just, like, this is my team and I'm going to shout it from the rooftops and I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think also it's one of the things that if somebody who was like, I'm going to say born and bred, not actually born and bred, but, you know, like, as in has been at that club forever, if Leah Williamson, argument's sake, grabbed her badge and started screaming, no one would say anything because she's never been anyone else.
Yeah.
If Millie Bright did it for Chelsea, no one would ever say anything because she's never been anywhere else.
But yeah, there's context.
But not in the WSL.
It's the context of Chloe Kelly. You know, no, I didn't know she had a problem with Man City put, so to speak, but the fans were booing her. She definitely felt like she had something to prove.
Yeah.
She scores a goal, emotions are high. She badge taps after like a tackle as well on players. She's, you know, it's her world and we're living in it, it feels like.
But also like absolutely get on with it. And it's the same as like people being like, oh, she's got cocky, she's got this. Yeah, but no one says any of that when the men do it. So what? All of a sudden, women can't be cocky now, and they can't be proud that they've done something and whatever. Like, yeah, okay. Obviously, the situation with her at Man City wasn't the best situation, and she didn't leave on the best of terms. No. However, it's not a personal thing to the players at Man City. It is showing that rivalry of like, oh, I'm a Red now. Like, this is my home. This is my team.
No, I like it.
Whatever.
I like it.
I'm here for it. I think, bring a little bit more. It's like the Kasparai posting on Instagram, never gonna give you up, and gonna spelt as in like the Gunners.
Yeah,
it's against my team, and I still think it's funny. So if I can find it funny when it's not, like, when it's against my team, no one should have a problem with it, really. Like, it's all very light-hearted.
It's part of football. We see it, like I said, we follow the men's football. You know, that's where that's what we've lived with, haven't we? And we understand the banter part of it and love it about the men's game. It's nice to see it in the women's game a little bit. I like it as long as it doesn't cross any boundaries. And we've seen social media unfortunately cross boundaries recently with, you know, the racism with bringing that into light again. But yeah, I think as long as it doesn't cross any boundaries, it's part of it's a nice part of the game where you can enjoy that kind of banter, and I'm hoping the players enjoy it. I think Chloe Kelly definitely.
Oh, I think they do. I think this is it. Like, Kasparai's come back with that because it is a bit of banter.
Yeah, it's a bit of jokes, and
it is.
That's a bit lighthearted, and I think that's
fun.
what it should be seen as. So barring those 2 games, obviously you are now winless in 3, yeah. Winless in 3. I don't know if the title race is over for you, but if you don't get all 3 points for next weekend, then I think there's problems, really.
I think
so. They, with how well Manchester City and Man United are playing, you could definitely maybe start saying there's an issue now, and then will you be able to claw back on them, let alone however well Chelsea do? So there's it's a big weekend for Arsenal.
It is.
And after the Champions League as well, so you've got that reign starting.
We have
this week, later tonight even.
At the time we're filming this.
Yeah, at the time we're filming this, so we'll see how that goes. London City.
Yeah, London City scrape by against Liverpool with last minute pen. Obviously, they didn't conceive a pen this time.
No, but however, there was another penalty.
They did get a penalty, which is there's just something going on.
I know.
I'm betting on it.
I'm betting on it this weekend. I'm putting money on it. There's going to be a penalty one way or another.
I mean, they did have chances. I say scrape by in terms of they obviously scored. They got the penalty last minute. However, they did have chances.
Yeah.
They hit the post a couple of times. They had a couple of things that should have been goals that weren't goals. Whereas Liverpool have nothing going on up front, in attack. They are very, very limited. Their defence isn't awful, but
I don't know.
It's as soon as they get past as soon as the ball's in the midfield, they've got nowhere to go.
Yeah,
it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not kind of. Yeah, they're just not managing to be dangerous. They're not managing to trouble the other team's attack.
Yeah, which then puts pressure on their defence. Which then puts pressure on their own defence because they're playing this possession-based football that obviously Gareth Taylor wants them to play, and they gave away chances to London City Lions. They were like gifts, and they didn't take
3
them.
mistakes from the goalkeeper they were within a short amount of time, just passing out at the back.
Yeah, because that's it's the new way of playing football, isn't it?
Of course, but you don't pass out at the back when you're trying to pass to a player who literally has a man on their back.
Passing out from the back, as we know, it's tricky, and you need to be comfortable doing it. And the players, it's clear the Liverpool players are not super comfortable doing it as of yet. And they are going to make these mistakes. But in order to get better at it, you have to keep doing it. So I can see that's just something that's just going to happen for the time being. But I agree with you. If their attack has nothing going forward, that pressure is just constantly going to come back to them.
Yeah, definitely.
I really worry for them. They gave nothing. I think they had like 1 shot on target, maybe. I can't remember the statistics, but it was really bad. It was a really poor watch. It was they did nothing. And I was a bit disappointed with London City, actually.
Yeah, I thought they should have done more.
Yeah, considering that they weren't being troubled at the back, really.
No. It should have been all theirs.
It should have been all theirs.
Yeah.
And they just really didn't put their foot down. If that last-minute penalty, and I'll come back to that, didn't go in.
Should it have been?
Should it have been? ? But if they didn't have that, Liverpool would have got a deserved point. They would have held out for a hard-fought point. First points of the board. Could have been a completely different weekend for them, but instead it's we're talking about them being winless, bottom of the table.
Yeah, definitely.
No hope. It looks like where they can go from there. Yeah, it's a totally different story for them. So I do worry.
I think they're in trouble. I definitely think they're in trouble, especially because talking about that penalty. Was it a penalty? Should it have been a penalty? Was it a soft penalty? I think at first when I saw it in the game, I thought it was a penalty. Yeah. And then I think when I saw it back, it very much looks like Nikita Paris. Number one, she did get the ball. However, her boot was incredibly high when she did get that ball.
Yeah, when it comes down.
And it's almost as if she's then gone into the keeper, or they've both collided with each other. The keeper's going for the ball. Nikita Paris is going for the ball. They collide, but it's her boot that hits the keeper.
Yeah, look, we've seen it in the men's game this past, Arsenal.
With the Arsenal game,
the Nick Pope and Gyökeres, we saw it with that. The question of whether the goalkeeper makes an attempt for the ball or does the player hit the goalkeeper, and it's a real grey issue. Like you said, when you see
we don't have VAR in the women's game,
so when you see
it
real time, like you say, you admitted, it looks like a penalty.
It does,
I agree, it looks like a penalty, but when you see it in slow motion, Nikita Paris is smart. She's been around the block, right? So you know as an attacker, and
16.
we know as an attacker when you play, if you can get your foot to it first, no matter how you get your foot to it first, if you can get your foot to it first and they make contact, you think it's a penalty. Everyone's going to say it's a penalty.
Yeah. Of course they are.
So that's what she's like hoped on.
Yeah.
And that's what she got. But when you see it in slow motion, you're absolutely right. Like that foot looks high. Her studs go into the thigh. That's how high we're talking about. Her foot's coming down and then goes on the thigh of the keeper. She looks more her, and it all kind of in real time makes it look like a stonewall penalty.
Yeah.
But then actually, it's a bit more grayer than that, I think, in reality.
I think so. And I think, London City are going to know that. And I think if they watch it back, they'll be a bit like, oh, well.
I think if you're an attacker, you don't care.
Point, they're not going to care. They've got a point. They got 3 points. They got a penalty. They scored a goal. They did what they came to do.
Yeah, they did what they came to do.
I think Liverpool are probably going to feel aggrieved when they watch it back inevitably because...
But they didn't deserve to...
No, I'm not saying they deserve to win, but I'm just saying, or even draw. However, they didn't deserve to concede that penalty.
No, maybe not.
You would be annoyed that that's how you lost.
Maybe not, yeah.
Because if you're losing that last minute, like you said, you've managed to hold on for the whole game. You haven't really troubled them, but you've managed to hold on.
Yeah,
and then you
fighting,
concede a penalty that really shouldn't have been a penalty. You would be vexed. I would be.
Yeah, I agree. I would be fuming, but, it's football, as we said.
This is it.
It's the way it all kind of crumbles towards the end of games. Unfortunate for Liverpool. We do worry for them. And another team we worry about is West Ham. And they also didn't pick up points. I don't worry about West Ham, though, in the same way. Like, they played Aston Villa. They lost 2-0. Aston Villa required some really good goals to beat them because they missed chances.
They were screamers.
Yeah, both of their goals.
Both of those goals. Yeah. I know obviously one was a free kick, but even the one from
Hansen, from the wing
corner. Yeah. It was a corner and then a short corner, 1-2, top left bins. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful goal. But I agree. I don't think I'm as concerned about West Ham because they have a little bit more about them.
Yeah, they had chances. And they just don't score.
No.
And they are struggling to score. They're very much going to be a team, I think, that it will start to click.
I think so.
And they'll start picking up points. They're just going through something. And whether Rianne Skinner can keep her job until then, that's still a thing.
Yeah.
But I think they'll probably see it out with her because if you watch their games, you can kind of see... They troubled Aston Villa. There were moments, and Aston Villa did struggle without those two, like you said, wonder goals.
Yeah.
Without those 2 goals, Aston Villa were missing chances. That game could have really ended a draw as well.
It could.
They missed chances, Aston Villa, and on another day it could have gone a different way, maybe, or maybe they could have got on the score sheet themselves, West Ham. So I don't worry about them in the same way, but
it's not been a good start,
And they're conceding so many goals. Their goal difference is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So let's hope they're not down there slogging it out because their goal difference at the moment
is going to keep them down
there. Exactly. So it's a bit unfortunate. We should go on to Spurs, who are above Arsenal, for any of you who like that side of the rivalry in North London.
You're on the wrong side of North London if that's what you like.
They're above Arsenal. They're into 3rd.
They are.
4 wins out of 5.
Yeah.
They, I think, are 1 win away
from matching where they were at the end of the season last year.
In terms of the number of wins.
Yeah. So they won 5 games last year, all season. They only got 20 points all season.
They'll be above that. Yeah.
They're already on 12 points.
Yeah.
This season. It's crazy.
They're playing so well. They're playing
so well.
They really kept Brighton at bay. I mean, I should say, on the topic of penalties for London City Lionesses, there were some really strange penalty shouts. Tottenham should have conceded a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
One of their players basically handballed the ball, completely fell over the ball, try and protect it. How it wasn't a penalty, I don't know. So there's that. So there may be this game, but really Brighton didn't give anything, and Spurs were comfortable. They might just be the best of the rest, but who knows? They might. They might prove. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. I think they have Chelsea this weekend, and I think they've already lost to Man City. I think quite heavily.
Yeah.
So there is a gulf between them and the stronger teams in the WSL, and I think that will show in those games. But yeah, if they're beating Brighton,
in the middle.
Yeah, if they're beating Brighton, then
absolutely,
and comfortably, then they might as well. Yeah, they might be the best of the rest and be very comfortable this year, which would be lovely for them after what was a difficult year last year. So fair play. They're playing nice, and then
they are. And the last game, the Leicester Everton draw, which obviously was a late draw. And should have been
my prediction, the 81st
should have been a win to Everton. And then obviously
both sloppy goalkeeping error. I mean, definitely that the Leicester goal, was a sloppy error, beaten at your near post, which I always think when a goalkeeper's beaten at their near post, or like when it's right under them, you've got to look at the keeper and you'll be disappointed. So Everton again are struggling to pick up points, but Leicester are fighting hard and picking up where they can, despite having issues going forward themselves. So hard fought for those two. They keep slogging away. And we'll see how they get on. But they're the games against each other in the lower ends where you need to be trying to take points off each other. And
definitely, you've got to make your mark. You've got to try and get some headway, get somewhere. Like you said, this week was a hard game week. A lot of the teams were very, very evenly matched, and some results went ways that weren't necessarily thought they were going to go that way. Some teams didn't give what we thought they were going to give.
No, performance-wise. So,
so it was a tough game week.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's definitely shed some light, I think, on where we think teams are. And going into this game, we as we kind of caveated, there are the Champions League fixtures. So those three teams, the Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, how they fare going into this week might be interesting, specifically for Man United, obviously, because everyone knows about their squad depth issues. They've got to play this game. All right, it's at home in the Champions League, but then, get themselves up for a game away.
And I think they're not used to it in the way that Chelsea and Arsenal are. In terms of they've been in the Champions League multiple times before. They've got quite far in the Champions League. They've got the squad depth.
That's it.
Man United don't have the experience in the Champions League nor the squad depth. So it could be... it could be a bit of a setback for them.
I'm hoping for their sake, obviously I'm not a Man United fan, so I'm not hoping too hard, but I'm hoping for their fans and for their sake, there's no injuries. There's one thing being fatigued, but you don't want to have your squad depth highlighted through injuries midweek.
They've already got enough
fixture.
Injuries.
Exactly, and then you're kind of screwed. So let's see how that pans out for them. But shall we have a look at the fixtures and
on to the predictions?
See if we can
for this game week.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay.
So all Sunday games this week.
All Sunday games,
which is going to be crazy, but going to be nice.
Going to be mad.
So we've got 3 at 12 o'clock, 1 at 2:30, and 1 at 4:45. Okay. So the first game is Aston Villa and Leicester. You can start.
I can start. Okay.
Yeah, you can start.
Aston Villa, I was disappointed how they missed chances. Obviously, they got over the line against West Ham, but I was disappointed with their missed chances. They're definitely strong enough to see past Leicester. A bit of a Midland derby, this one. So I think they'll be up for it. And I think they need to, sooner or later, it's going to click a little bit better. These missed chances, Ebony Salmon had one, Daly had one.
Yeah.
There was a few, it just didn't quite work, but I think they'll have enough to go past Leicester. Even though Leicester are really, no one is battering Leicester. I think United did, but apart from that, I don't think Leicester are being battered, so to speak. So I'm going to go for 2-0. I don't think it's going to be a heavy one. I hope not, but I'll go 2-0.
Okay, I was going to say 2-0. So I'm going to go 3-0.
Okay.
Because I think maybe as time goes on, they're going to stop having these missed chances.
Yeah, it'll click.
Because I really do, like I said, I think I said this a couple of episodes back, I'm rating Aston Villa at the minute. I think they're scoring some very good goals. I think they're doing some well-worked set pieces. I think they are having some good shots from outside the box.
Yeah,
various
they're a good
things.
team. They're a strong team.
I think they are posing a good threat in attack. And I don't think Leicester are going to be able to deal with that very well.
Okay.
Whether they will manage to get all of these chances that they have.
Yeah, they have to bury all the chances.
Yeah,
basically.
but I'm gonna go 3-0.
Okay, nice strong start, and obviously would be a bonus. No, it wouldn't be a bonus. So yeah, no, fair enough. All right, you need to go next. This is probably closest matched game of the weekend in terms of, I think so. It's the Chelsea versus Spurs. Just because Spurs are playing well, Chelsea are on and off, more on this past weekend against Man United. So who knows? But what do you think? Which way is it going to go?
I think Chelsea are going to win. I think you are the stronger team. I think you stepped it up.
We have got an away fixture in the Champions League, so we are going to...
But I think you do have the squad depth. So I think I don't think I'm too concerned about that. I do think that Spurs are going to do a little something.
Okay.
As in, I don't think they're going to be completely like walked over.
Right.
I think they might... I think you're struggling in defence more than you're struggling in attack. Your attack is solid. There's no concerns about that. I think you've got great players. There's some good work going on. However, I do think your defence, sometimes there are some errors going on. I think some players are getting a little bit outran.
Giving away more chances than ever.
And so I'm going to go 2-1 because of that. I don't think you're going to storm it. I do think you're going to win, but I think Spurs could
get a goal.
Get a cheeky something.
Do I think Spurs can get a goal? Kingsmeadow. No, is it at Kingsmeadow? It might be at Stamford Bridge.
I don't think it's at Stamford Bridge. I don't think Spurs.
Okay.
Might be wrong.
I don't know. Tinker to get another one maybe for them. I don't know. I agree with you. Our defence is not like watertight.
No.
We are a bit shaky. We've been shaky against a few teams, and I think Man United, although Man United are very good, they kind of showed that. A lot of teams have shown it. Aston Villa have shown it. We Leicester even nearly showed it and exposed it a little bit. So I agree with you. I'm going to go 3-1, just so I think we'll get chances against Spurs and
try and get that bonus point.
Yeah, I'll go 3-1.
The next game, Everton, Man United.
Yeah, so Man United obviously have to deal with a midweek fixture. I think they play on Wednesday. Got plenty of time to recover for Sunday, but they've got to deal with that. Their midfield is I was so impressed with their midfield. Like I said, Toon, Park, Zigiotti in midfield. They're just so, it's so impressive. It was so impressive against us in the sense that when they had the momentum, we were worried. We were really worried. Yeah. I don't think Everton have kicked on. They're struggling, aren't they? They have since that first win against Liverpool. They're not able to pick up the points, and I don't see if this Man United team have recovered their energy in time. I don't see how they're going to stop that.
Oh no, absolutely not. I agree. I don't think they are going to.
So I'll go 3-0.
Okay. I will go 4-0.
Wow, big one.
Just because, again, I think Toon Park, I think you've got Melvin Mallard, who is obviously...
Yeah, Turland, if Turland plays.
And this is it. Like, they've just got some good players that are banging out goals, having some really lovely play. I think they're troubling a lot of the teams. I think they've had some big wins over other teams. Yeah. So I think it's totally doable. 4-0.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It's telling. Both of us don't think Everton are going to be able to get a goal against United.
I don't think so.
That defence, so... Yeah, fair enough. The next game is London City Lionesses against West Ham. Bit of a London derby.
Yeah, this one I wasn't really sure about, because, can London City even score a goal without a penalty?
Yeah, I think they've scored a couple of goals without a penalty, but will there be a penalty in this game? Probably. Which way is it going to go?
Or against, who knows? Yeah, I wasn't really sure about this because, like I said, I'm worried about West Ham, but I'm not too worried about them. I feel like they've got a little bit more. They've got a bit of a fight in them. But it feels like that fight only comes out when they go down. I don't know if that's in all games, but I feel like in a couple of recent games.
Just to play devil's advocate, we watched the other winless team, Liverpool, play London City at the weekend. Didn't really give anything.
Yeah, okay.
And London City Lionesses only just got past them. So I've just thrown my 2 pence in there.
No, don't tell me your...
I'm not going to give it then. Go ahead.
In which case, I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to go... I'm going to go 0-0.
0-0?
Yeah.
No goals?
No goals. Because I think... based on what you just said about how they've just played Liverpool and Liverpool are weaker than West Ham and they struggle to get a goal against Liverpool and the only way they managed to do that was by a penalty. Do I think they're going to be able to score? But I mean, obviously, goals are goals, and they did miss chances. So there were unlucky things like where they hit the post.
I'm not going to talk you out of it. So if you're happy to lock and load that,
0-0.
Okay,
signed, sealed, delivered.
I do think there will be goals in the sense that West Ham's defence, I don't think is as like they've conceded more than Liverpool. I know they've played a game more than Liverpool, but they've conceded more than Liverpool.
Yeah.
They've conceded a lot, and maybe that's the opposition they've played as well.
They haven't had an easy run.
No, they've not had an easy run, to be fair to them. But yeah, like I just see there's either going to be loads of goals or there's not going to be many goals. It's either way in this one.
Right, so what are you going for then? 3-3.
But I can't call it.
No, I don't know. So it's hard.
I'm going to...
Can't be brave.
Do West Ham pick up their first win of the season here? London City just do give a lot. They do give a lot going forward. I'm going to go for a narrow London City win. I'm going to go 2-1 to London City.
2-1. That doesn't feel very narrow.
I feel like it's going to be 1-1 and they'll get it over the line last minute.
With a penalty.
Maybe with a penalty. But I could easily see it go the other way. It'd be 2-1 to West Ham. And on a braver day, I would go for that. But West Ham struggling to score is what's making me just... back off that a little bit.
No,
so
I hear it.
Do I really think they're going to get 2? I don't know. So I'll go 2-1, London City for that.
Right, well, I'm going to stick with my very, very risky 0-0 and we will
you like
see.
A 0-0?
I do.
Yeah. Give me the itches.
Yeah, well, I'm here for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Then, 2:30, Arsenal and Brighton. Now, this is going to be interesting because, as we were saying, there are two...
Yeah, Adjumang and Rosa Kafaji, sorry, are
on loan from Arsenal, so obviously they can't play.
They won't be able to play, no, I don't think so.
So that takes out 2 of their starting 11.
Yeah, and strong players, attacking players, which does nullify them a bit now, I think. Yeah, I'm going to say you just have to win this, right? Because you have to try and...
Yeah.
You have to try and get back on track, and it was unfortunate to lose against Man City in the last few minutes. It was, if that doesn't go in, Chloe Kelly comes on, rescue mission, 2-2 away from home, great. Even though it would have been more drop points, it would have been
less.
It would have been less.
It would have been less drop points,
and it would have been against Manchester City, whose attack is ridiculous, and you did.
Yeah.
So it
would have been a well-deserved draw.
It has to get back on track because I think if you look at it, to draw against United, fair play, we have just done. They've got a great defence. To draw against City, if it had happened, would have also been fine. The draw against Aston Villa is disappointing because it was the last-minute goal again.
Yeah.
You can't have another drop points, and not against Brighton, in my opinion. Would I love to see it? Of course I would. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think so.
Rude.
I think they'll have to come out fighting. But then they've got that Champions League. You've got a hard fixture. You've got Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be, I don't know. You've got the extra day's rest because you played tonight on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for an Arsenal win. I'm going to go 2-0.
Okay. I'm going to go... Oh, that's annoying because I kind of wanted to go 2-0. Do I think they're going to sneak a goal?
Against your defence? Because what could happen?
I mean, this is the thing, is we are conceding last-minute goals, and I don't know if it's something Renee Schlegers needs to look at in terms of, do we need to tighten up our defence
I think
in the last however many minutes?
She'll probably change it because I don't think she's going to play. It all comes down to how managers see the teams, and we don't have the stats and fatigue and everything and how players are recovered.
No.
Will she play the same back four that she's going to play against Lyon, that she just played against Man City, and then play that same back four against Brighton? So if there's going to be changes, which we anticipate there will be, because I can't see her play the same back four over the course of three games
within a week.
Days, then is that going to work against you or in your favour? And the way the communication seems of that Arsenal backline, I don't want to talk myself out of that nil. I just think Brighton's going to be weakened with the players they have to not play.
I agree.
So that's why I've gone with the 2-0. But if you're thinking they're going to, if conceding is the question, it's a very good. It is, point.
And I think it's something we need to look into, because I think we are conceding a lot of last minute goals, or like within the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, 5
and I
minutes.
think that's something we need to look at. And why are these happening? And is it a problem with the midfield that we're getting caught on the break? Are our balls just kind of running through our team a little bit more? Is it defensive errors? Is Daphne Van Donsela switching off 10 minutes to the end of the game?
To make that point, I think actually if you look at the goalkeepers with the most errors leading to goals, it is her.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to say that that's her. Like, it's not her fault you guys are dropping points.
No, of course not.
That is a factor. So,
well, maybe Zinsberger will get a game out. I don't know.
Happen, but
I don't think it will either, but you never know. I don't know. We'll see what happens over the course of the next.
Come on, Arsenal fan. What are you saying?
I'm going to say 2-1.
Okay, 2-1.
I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal. I think Brighton could steal a goal in there somehow. They have got other, like Ajamang obviously has only scored 1 this season so far. She's not on fire. Yeah, she's not all over the place. So I think whilst losing her will be like a negative for Brighton, I do think they have other players that could potentially score a goal. So I'm going to go 2-1.
Okay.
And the last game of the day is Liverpool, Man City.
Yeah. God, this could be anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the top scorers in the league against the lowest scorers in the league. So, yeah, pick your number, basically. What do you want it to be? I just don't see how Liverpool keep them out. I don't see how Bunny Shaw doesn't get another. Casper, I should just mention.
Kasparai's got player of the match 3 out of the 5 games.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
down
fantastic.
That wing and like crossing, the assists she's getting, and she's just dangerous. And obviously got that goal at the weekend, so a goal and an assist at the weekend. Yeah, Liverpool are going to have a fight in their hands. They're playing the most attacking team, it feels like, in the league, who are getting the goals in at the moment. So I'm going to go for a heavy defeat, 4-0.
Oh, I'm going to go 5.
Whoa, okay.
Just because they beat West Ham 5-0.
The thing is, maybe we shouldn't be too. I mean, there is the caveat that there is the ex-City boss, right, in Liverpool's.
Yeah, so might he know what they're going to do? Might he be able to?
He obviously knows those players.
They've had a couple of changes though to their team.
Yeah, but he knows the players, so
he might be able to read what they're going to do, and he might know what a couple of their set pieces and things are. Obviously,
there's one thing knowing it, ain't it? And there's trying to stop it. So that's the thing.
I don't think they can know it all, but. Yeah, I don't think they can walk the walk. They can talk the talk, they can't walk the walk. So I'm going to go 5-0.
5-0, that's big.
Solid. I need to catch up.
That would be big if it comes in, so fair enough. I'll be hoping that does not come in, but fair enough. We'll see how that all pans out on Sunday.
Yeah.
So join us. Join us for the next episode. Like, follow and subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and let us know your predictions. How do you think it's going to go?
Yeah. Are you currently doing as badly as I am? Well, I'm not doing that badly. Be kind to myself.
Yeah, be kind. It's okay.
Did you struggle last week as much as we did then?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll pose that question. That's a kind of question.
Yeah. It was difficult.
And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.